So Warner Brothers has found themselves sued in a case where they almost got one of their employees off, where apparently they decided they would take black employees, they would reenact a carjacking, and apparently they went very, very wrong. See, apparently Warner and CNN, they didn't tell the police that they were doing a reenactment. That almost ended tragically. You and I, we're going to talk about that today, too. Crazy times, huh? Crazy times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. So Warner Brothers is getting sued yet again for almost getting an employee killed. And this is a crazy one, considering Warner Brothers, CNN, they love to tell you that they look out for women, they look out for people of color, and yet. Now, this lawsuit involves the show The Forensic Files, and the person that is filing this says at 24 years old, they were hired on as a biracial black woman. They were hired on as a PA, thinking that they had found their dream job. Plaintiffs saw this as the ideal entry-level position to get her foot in the door at film and television industry. Now, she notes two things that are very important to this lawsuit, in my opinion. Number one, she notes there was a stark lack of racial diversity within the crew. She said there were 70 people all told that were part of the crew. 5 of those people were black. 4 entry-level positions, meaning only one person was above entry-level position that was non-white. Now, she says at her entry-level position as a PA, her job is essentially a desk job. She's working a hybrid work-from-home employee situation. Generally, she's not even at film shoots, but more specifically, a PA is a job assisting a production in various capacities behind the camera. It's a position that is never intended to be on camera. The plaintiff has no experience, training, or education as an actor whatsoever, and they were very aware of that. Despite that, however, Warner Brothers, they need someone to reenact a carjacking. So who do you think that they turn to? Their black employees. That's right, they do that allegedly, and on top of that, they violate every protocol in hiring standards, and the person suing here says the reason that they did that is because of the color of my skin. I mean, listen to this here. Quote, nonetheless, on January the 9th, 2023, one of the defendants, a white senior producer, asked plaintiff to play the role of Dominique Stevens, a man. So we're talking about a black woman being asked to play a black man during the filming of the upcoming White Steven recreation, otherwise known as the recreation. Now, the plaintiff, again, is not an actor, but as a young entry-level employee, she felt pressured to accept the assignment, even though she had never acted in a film shoot. Now, there are protocols for a production to secure and hire screen talent, whether that's a lead, supporting actor, body double, fill-in, or extra. Well, the defendant here veered entirely from these protocols in selecting plaintiff and other black employees for the quote-unquote roles in this recreation. Defendant failed to follow protocol by using unsuspecting, newly hired black employees like the plaintiff, and on information and belief, casting a PA into a role like this does not traditionally or usually happen in the industry, and it was because of the color of their skin that these particular PAs were chosen. So CNN, who is Warner Brothers Discovery, decides they're going to take all of their black employees, they're going to take them over to a Shell station, and they're going to pay the Shell station $1,200.59 for the right to film there. And then they tell the plaintiff, they're like, hey, you got to dress in dark sweatpants, you got to wear an extra large gray hoodie with the hood pulled up, and also you need a red beanie pulled low so basically people can't tell that you're female. You know, we want you to look like a male. Now, as part of the recreation, another of the PAs is given a prop gun that resembles a 9mm, which is a handgun. Now, no one on the set, they note, has any idea what to do here. There's no prop masters, there's no armorer, no gun wrangler, no assistant prop master. Now additionally, and you can see where this is going to go very, very wrong here, you have the gas station not secured in any way whatsoever. What I mean here, they decide that they're not going to rope it off. They're not going to delineate it as a film set, cordon it off in any way. So anybody that runs across this, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, they're going to think that this thing is real. So around 9:15 p.m., a producer hands one of the PAs the fake gun. A few minutes later, when the PA raises the prop gun to aim at the victim in the recreation, a real New York City Police Department patrol car comes screeching into the gas station. Now, 3 police officers, they exit the car with their guns drawn. Now, every crew member, the plaintiff notes, was able to duck behind a car except for the plaintiff herself. She was left stranded in the gap between 2 gas pumps, completely exposed to the police officers with their real guns and the potential line of fire. So the plaintiff notes that she instinctually drops to the ground, covers her head, fully expecting the worst to happen. All the while, you have the production coordinator screaming to the police that the firearm here, it's fake. You know, this is not a real situation. Now, as this is de-escalating, one of the officers approaches the plaintiff and discloses something terrifying here. He discloses the fact that they had just returned from a shooting from 1425 Central Avenue that was just 10 minutes away, which left 3 women wounded. So you have the plaintiff here thinking, man, you know, these people, they are primed. They are primed for something terrible to happen. They thought that we were some kind of safety risk. On top of that, there might be an active shooter. I mean, they're left terrified even after the police leave. So note, even after the incident, the plaintiff sobbed, shook, dry heaved in full view of the crew. No one asked her if she needed any help. In fact, they wanted to continue filming. I mean, she's just an entry-level employee. She can't tell them that she wants to stop in any way. So, for the next 50 to 60 additional minutes, she says that she was traumatized, wiping tears from her eyes between every take. She was shaking uncontrollably. And as a result, she repeatedly dropped the props that she needed for her scenes, like keys and wallets, which further exacerbated the issue because the Warner Brothers Discovery crew, they never stopped for that. Instead, they stopped just to yell at her. They were like, hey, you keep messing up things. Why can't you get it together? Now, in the aftermath, she finds out there were no permits for the prop weapons. There were no permits for filming. You don't have anybody that's set up in any way whatsoever. I mean, this could be a real problem here for Warner Brothers Discovery. Again, they endanger somebody's life. They don't care about that whatsoever. And they tell you all the time, this stuff doesn't happen, right? Yeah, they're saying that it does. But anyway, let's see what happens here. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you for being here. This is crazy stuff to read, I swear. But thank you. Appreciate you. Check out the links in the description. They always help. Share this too. Gonna end here. Thanking you again.